Hello, my name is Dylan Girouard, and I'm currently an undergraduate English major at University of Massachusetts Amherst. Previously, I went to Cape Cod Community College where I received my GED and later associate's degree in English. My project is titled, "We Don't Have to Speak the Same Language to Get Good Food," which is a quote derived from an interview during my research. So, this project is a qualitative study applying scholarly research to the content of the interviews. I conducted three interviews with Ron via phone call, each lasting roughly 1 hour over the course of 1 month. The interviews followed a semi-structured format. My research questions were, how does literacy function amongst migrant restaurant kitchen workers? And what teaching practices are used to navigate the abundance of literacy, culture, and backgrounds inside a restaurant's kitchen? So, Ron, as I previously stated, is an executive chef of a resort on Cape Cod, which supports three restaurants, functions, and weddings. Cape Cod depends on migrant workers to support summer tourism, making up the majority of Ron's kitchen. This creates an abundance of literacy within the kitchen itself. So as of fall 2023, Ron's Kitchen had 32 workers representing 12 different countries with 8 languages spoken, which is not including variable dialects of the same language. Ron struggled severely himself with reading and writing growing up, as he attended a military base grade school where he was forced to write right-handed when he was a lefty. This severely left him behind in terms of reading, writing, and English literacy, falling far behind his peers in school. His education stopped right after high school. And to this day, Ron still finds it difficult to spell and write in English. This gives Ron insight on how to navigate literacy abundance, understanding for the difficulty his migrant coworkers have with English literacy. So, looking at Ron's glossary here on my poster, most of what Ron's glossary appears to be self-explanatory. P for peppers, ROM for romaine lettuce. However, K for steak, H for spinach, SH for shrimp appears to be quite unconventional. The reason for this was because many of Ron's coworkers struggled to pronounce English words with a clustering of consonants. Think of the spa in spinach and sta in steak. In Spanish, the dominant language in Ron's kitchen, sh represents almost only words of foreign origin. So sh for shrimp acts as its abbreviation. Even though Ron's chart doesn't fully engage with the transfer of phonetics, the letters offer an easier opportunity to establish his coworkers with a new, unfamiliar alphabet. This glossary was created through collaboration of Ron and his coworkers, where his coworkers voted on abbreviations that made sense for them. And so these abbreviations appear on prep containers in their walk-in cooler, on their own version of a menu, on ticket printers, so on and so forth. Wherever you will see writing of onions or peppers or so on and so forth, the abbreviation follows suit to replace. And so while using the glossary for interpreting the menu, Ron's coworkers are actively coordinating literacy abundance to perform their job. A glossary, again, that his coworkers collaborated on to create. And the glossary acts as interpretive materials, and his kitchen allows the changes in literacy and literacy standards to create space for these non-traditional learning practices, such as the glossary itself. In Ron's kitchen, food literacy is also acting as a gateway for English literacy. In turn, migrant workers are using these learned literacies as means of social upward mobility. The literacy abundance within Ron's kitchen is driving potential change and adaptation in the learning conventions of English itself. And this kitchen environment demonstrates that literacy today demands the ability to change and shows that a flexible and adaptable approach, such as how Ron is approaching with this glossary, creates opportunities for attaining literacy. And if we fail to acknowledge teaching practices outside traditional education, then we are inhibiting experiences like migrant workers in Ron's kitchen from entering the classroom. And on my poster here, you could see right in the middle a quote from Ron that really stuck home with me. And I'll read it. "I don't want to make them feel bad, you know? They got to do stuff they'd be comfortable with. It's their kitchen, not mine. And I think the largest takeaway here is if we consider this kitchen context in the classroom, it's the student's classroom. It's not our classroom as educators. So thank you so much for listening. I look forward to sharing more of my research with you in Spokane this year. Thank you again.